Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing CHING number 19. We are at, I'm going to put a little hand lotion on because my hands are really dry. Okay, so we're going to start with where I left off with my last CHING, just going over what I have sold recently on eBay and what it sold for. And when I can remember what I purchased the item at. Okay, so the first thing that we have is a pair of Osiris sneakers. These were just really funky sneakers. Eric had picked these up actually. I think he got these at Goodwill, possibly Community Aid. I can't remember. And obviously I don't remember what he paid, but I'm sure it wasn't much, especially if it was Community Aid on half off day. So we sold those for $28.99. The next thing I have is a little wooden brooch pin. This actually was hand painted, and I found out that it was Russian. It was actually a Russian wooden pin that had a painting of a snowman on. It was really pretty. I can't remember what I paid for this. I feel like it was a quarter or 50 cents at a yard sale, and that sold for $19.99, and it did go to a subscriber. Next, this was an Eric find. He found this Fenton custard glass hand-painted fairy lamp. If you find custard glass, especially any of these Fenton fairy lamps that are hand-painted, they can fetch a lot of money. So that one sold for $31, and I think we did pay $5 for that at a yard sale. But that was a really nice find by him, so that was exciting. Next I sold a set of, these were Neiman Marcus, but they were by Fitz and Floyd. They were just these older Irish, like they had shamrocks on, little teacups and saucers. There wasn't a complete set. The lady said that she had broken, I think it was one of the cups. So I think it was, I don't remember how many it was, like 3 cups and 4 saucers maybe. But they sold for $15.99, and I only paid $1 for all of them at a yard sale. Okay, next was a Villeroy and Boch mug. I got this at a yard sale. I think I paid a quarter or 50 cents for it, and it sold for $22.99. I feel like that might have went to a subscriber. And I feel like she also purchased the next item, but this has been a while, so I can't exactly remember, so I apologize for that. But I sold an It Cosmetics foundation powder for $19.99. I got that at a yard sale. I feel like I paid $1 or $2 for it, but definitely high-end makeup, as long as it's still new, can still sell really well. I mean, you guys know if you buy high-end makeup, you know how much it costs normally in the store. It's insane. So if I ever see it at yard sales, I definitely pick it up. Next was a Department 56. This was a little set of people that belong to the Dickens Village. I definitely feel like the Dickens Village from Department 56 sells a little better than some of the other little Christmas towns that they offer. So this was just like a tiny little set of people. It sold for $19.99, and I think I paid like $1 for it at a yard sale. Okay, next was a pair of Doc Martens shoes. These were actually canvas. I have sold like leather Doc Marten boots before, but these were made of canvas, so I thought that was really unique and interesting. I paid $5 for them at a yard sale, and they sold for $39.99. So definitely, anytime I see Doc Martens, I tend to pick them up if I can get them at a decent price, and obviously if they're in good condition. I sold another one of my Lush lotions. This one was the Butterball fragrance. I did go over in like one of my last CHINGs when I sold a Lush item, kind of talking about it for people who might not know what Lush is. But that sold for $31, and I still have more to list that I didn't get around to yet. I'm horrible with that. Like, I try to list at least a couple of things every single day. And there are days though where I'm just so busy like editing and recording and just, you know, getting packages together, and it's just so much work sometimes that I don't get as much listed as I'd like to. I think I currently have like 900 some eBay listings, and I want to get to like over 1,000. So we're getting there, but I just need some more time to get there. Next was a Fossil Keeper wallet that sold for $15.49. I got this at a yard sale for $2. I like picking up Fossil because it's a brand that I really like. It doesn't have, like, some of it doesn't have like the best resale value, but since it's something that like I enjoy and it's a brand that I really like, it's hard to not pick it up regardless. So sold that. Next was this was a brass Christmas ornament of a rocking horse by a company called Baldwin. Got this at a yard sale for like a quarter or 50 cents, and that sold for $14.99. And when I was looking this up like before I purchased it, some of the Baldwin ornaments I think are worth picking up, especially if you're only paying like a quarter for them. But then there was another one at the sale that I was looking up and it wasn't even worth picking up at a quarter, so I didn't get that one. Oh, at the same yard sale that I got this Estee Lauder little solid perfume compact. It had the Estee Lauder Knowing fragrance inside of it. I paid $5 for it, but the little Estee Lauder solid perfume compacts, especially if you know, there's still perfume in them and everything, a lot of them are very collectible, some more than others. So that one sold for $39.99, which I thought was great. I mean, I did pay $5 for it, but even still, that's really awesome. I also, at the same time I purchased that, I got one that had kitty cats with the solid perfume in, and I do have that one listed, but no one has purchased it yet. Okay, we are at another Christmas ornament, and we're in July, so if you are one of those people who like to hang on to holiday stuff until it gets closer to the holiday, stop doing that. Just stop. Get your stuff listed. Get your Christmas stuff listed, your Halloween stuff listed, any kind of holiday stuff that you have, just put it up, because people buy holiday stuff year round, absolutely year round. So this was a willow tree angel ornament. I got this at a yard sale for a quarter, and I sold it for $9.99. So if I'm getting something for a quarter and getting $9.99 for it, I'll pick it up. So I got that. Next was this one was a fun one because I like picking up vintage toys. This was a Yum Yums stuffed teddy bear plush. Christmas cookie bear. I had some Yum Yums back when I was younger. I found this guy at the flea market for $5. I thought it was kind of pricey, but flea markets tend to be a little on the higher side, but he was a harder to find bear, and I knew that. So I did pay the $5 for him, and he sold for $39.99. So if you ever see Yum Yums, definitely something to pick up. I think they're hard to come across. I've only come across a couple in my yard selling adventures, and I've been yard selling for years. Next was a Brighton necklace. This one was reversible, so it had like one little colored gem on one side, and then if you like wore it the other way, it was a different colored gem. That sold for $19.99, and I think I paid $3 for it at a yard sale. A Bath & Body Works Cabana Breeze body spray. I don't think they make this fragrance anymore. I paid $1 for it at a yard sale, and it sold for $20.50. So if you see that scent and Bath & Body Works didn't bring it out, because sometimes they bring back scents and then what used to sell well isn't really selling well anymore because they brought the fragrance back. But as of me making this video, I don't think that you can just go to Bath & Body Works and buy that fragrance. Next was a set of 2 Wella Pearl hair stylers. These sold for $19.99, so definitely also too, I like selling beauty related items, hair care related stuff, anything like that. It's just, when I go to yard sales, it's some of like my favorite tables to look at are like the beauty tables. So I definitely don't overlook those when I'm at yard sales. Okay, next was a Longaberger cracker basket. I got this at Goodwill, and it was kind of like an experiment for me because I see Longaberger absolutely everywhere I go. Thrift stores, yard sales, it's like everywhere around where I live. And most people still want decent amounts for it. When I go to the auction, the Longaberger sells for so much money. It's insane, absolutely insane what people spend on it at the auction. Granted, at the auction there are some like really nice pieces, but I'm talking like hundreds of dollars for these baskets. And I'm just like, okay, I found a Longaberger basket when I was at Goodwill the one day, and it was like a decent price. So I decided to get it. I can't remember what I paid for it. I know it wasn't a whole lot, but it sold for $15.99, so nothing insane, but I really just kind of wanted to take a crack at listing up a Longaberger basket just to see what would happen. So when I see them at yard sales, I don't tend to pick them up because even at yard sales, they are on the pricier side. So if I would pick one up, I would definitely look for ones that kind of stand out a little more than others, especially if they have like liners in them, and maybe if they were like Halloween themed liners or Christmas, you know, something a little special to them other than just a plain basket. But that's just me and how I am as a shopper. But yeah, I mean, if I would find some again that were decently priced, then I'd possibly pick them up to resell. I sold a little mini bottle of, this was a perfume called Venezia by Laura Biagatti. This came from one of the lot boxes that I had won at the auction. Guys, if you've been watching my CHING videos, I am still selling stuff from those boxes. It's insane. So that actually sold for $19.99. Gosh, if I could win boxes like that at the auction every week, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. But I rarely come across boxes of vintage perfumes at the auction. That like was the only time that's ever happened so far in my life. Next was a Anthropologie. This is by Velvet and Graham, little crossover top. I got this at Goodwill on dollar days. It was brand new with the tag. So I only paid $1 for it, and it sold for $18.99. I sold a vintage Sanrio Little Twin Stars eraser for $18.99. Yes, that's right, $18.99 for an eraser. Vintage Sanrio does fantastic if you can find vintage Sanrio. Again, it's something harder, I think, to find out in the wild, but if you ever come across it, scoop it up. Next is a pair of PANDA shoes. These were new in the box. I sold these for $59.99 to a subscriber, and I got these at a yard sale for $2. I think this was the blue pair, and I do still have a black pair listed. So let's see, I made this list a little longer than what I typically do. So next was, again, another Christmas themed item. This was a little leopard animal decor piece by someone named Tom Rubel. Some of his pieces go for a lot of money, so definitely keep an eye out on these little like Christmas animals. This one Eric and I got at Goodwill, and it sold for $29.99. Okay, the next one again came from one of the auction box slots, and these were just two little like sample sized vials of this older perfume by Alexander Julian. They sold for $12.99. I sold an Etienne Agner purse. This went to a subscriber for $25.99. I know I have a lot of people, I think, that watch my videos that are really into Etienne, which is awesome because my mom loved that brand. It was her absolute favorite. So it's like when I see it, I want to buy it anyway because it reminds me of her. So it makes me like doubly excited to find it. Next was a vintage 1960 Glamour magazine. I got this at a yard sale a while back and I just kind of hung on to it because I liked to look through it and look at the pictures. But I decided to sell that and it sold for $19.99. Magazines can do well, and not just vintage ones. So it's something that, you know, sometimes, like, depending, there have been yard sales that I have gone to where people just have like magazines for free, you know what I mean? So there's a chance you can find them for like little to no money. Next was a little lemon tree tray by Sarah Mesia. I sold this for $15.99. I feel like I paid $2 for that at a yard sale. I can't remember exactly. Oh, this next item was a fun find. This was a Wade England display stand. So this is actually a little like display that you would display your little Wade figures on. I got this for $1.99 at the Goodwill. And when I first saw it, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what is this thing? So I ended up looking it up while I was in Goodwill and I found out what it was, and I found out that they're actually harder to find, like the little display stands. So I picked that up for $1.99 and it sold for $29.99. So that's awesome. They obviously didn't know what it was either when they set it out. Next was just a men's button-up shirt by Territory Ahead that sold for $9.99. So if you've been watching my Chings for a while, you know I still have some clothes I'm trying to get rid of. So at times you will see clothing that sold for $9.99. So when I'm bringing clothes in, I'm being way more particular about what I'm picking up. Next was a Fenton Cabbage Roses. This was like a little basket. I got this at Goodwill. I think it was $1.99. Maybe a little more than that. It sold for $19.99. So it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, again, more Christmas, more Christmas. I sold a little gnome facts book. It was a little book that you could actually read. It had gnome facts in it, but it was also like a little ornament, so you can put it on your Christmas tree. That sold for $14.99. It went to a subscriber, and I got that at a fill-a-bag rummage sale. I thought that was so cute. Oh my gosh, I love gnomes. Okay, again, more holiday stuff. I sold a vintage Hallmark Halloween sweater. This thing was amazing. It actually glowed in the dark, and it was still new with the tags. I picked this up at the Goodwill bins, and that sold for $20.99. I think I had that titled as like an ugly Halloween party sweater or something like that. I don't know if they do like ugly Halloween sweater parties, but that should be a thing. More Christmas, more holiday, a set of Vera Bradley Christmas ornaments. They went for $15.99. They even came in like a little case. I did end up seeing some another set of Vera Bradley Christmas ornaments at a yard sale a couple weeks ago. They were just a different color than the ones that I had just sold, but I didn't feel like, because at the time those hadn't sold yet, so I kind of was just like, well, I already have some and they haven't sold, so I didn't pick them up. So I probably should have picked them up since they did end up selling, but I feel like I was sitting on them for a little while. I sold a purse. This was a Chi by Carlos Fauci purse for $19.99. I think I paid like 50 cents for that at a yard sale. I did have a couple issues wrong with it, but it was a really nice purse. I think it was made out of, I forget what kind of sheepskin I want to say, or something like that. It was super soft and luxurious feeling. Next was just a vintage hat. It was a Potato City on the front, Potato City. Sold that for $12.99. I like picking up vintage hats, especially more like obscure ones. So got that for $1 at a yard sale. I sold a set of computer printer ink. I had purchased a bunch of computer printer ink at a yard sale. It was new. It was expired. I think I paid like 25 cents to 50 cents for each pack. And I already sold this one for $19.99. So I will continue to pick up ink. I have more to list. I just haven't yet. So yeah, printer ink I think can do really well. So I would continue to pick that up. Next was a Row Pottery coffee mug. This sold for $15.99. I think I paid like $1 for it at a yard sale. I sold a pair of J brand jeans. J brand jeans is a very good brand for resale. These sold for $39.99. Can't remember where I got them exactly. I don't know if they were from a fill-a-bag rummage sale. That's what I would assume they were from. I sold a men's Spirit Cologne by Antonio Banderas. That sold for $9.99. A vintage Tom and Jerry tablecloth. This was new in the package. I got this for free and I sold it for $9.99, so that was pure profit. I sold a men's bod. This was a rock hard fragrance. I got this at Goodwill, I think for $1.99, and that sold for $19.99. That was an instance of when you see body sprays and perfumes and stuff like bod and things like that, you're probably like me and just tend to think like, well, those are cheap brands to begin with. You can get them at Walmart like all the time or at Christmas and gift sets for like next to nothing. But once they stop making a particular fragrance, then that's when people are going to start paying way more than it was ever originally worth, kind of thing. And that was a fragrance that they no longer make. So I looked that up when I was at Goodwill and was kind of like blown away by it at the time. Like, okay, I'll buy this and sell it for $19.99. That's all right with me. So that is exactly what I did. Next was a Primark Disney shirt. This was one of those clothing instances that sold for $9.99. The next couple of things, you will see a repeating pattern here. I sold a set of Barbie Action Accents wind-ups. I had these when I was younger and had Barbie dolls. So they were just like little accessories that you could wind up and then they moved. There was like a sewing machine where the needle went up and down, a computer that kind of, the screen looked like it was moving and stuff like that. Those came out of like this big box of just random old vintage Barbie toys, and My Littlest Pet Shop, I had gotten this big box for like $3 and they came out of there. So they sold for $9.99. I sold this little, it was called a Lifelike Campground. It was like an older little set, kind of like train scale to use with like different train sets. And it was like a campground theme. It was still new. That sold for $9.99, and I got that at a fill-a-bag rummage sale. I sold a junk drawer lot. This was the first junk drawer lot I think I ever listed on eBay, actually. Everything that was in this lot pretty much came from that one video I did here on my YouTube channel. It was me unboxing a mystery estate sale box that I had purchased from eBay. It was that instance where I purchased the women's box, but they sent me the men's type thing. So I did sell some of the stuff that came from that box separately, and I did all right. Like, I think I probably made my money back off of the box. But I just kind of threw together all of the other like random stuff. I was literally like, I was thinking about just throwing it out, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this junk drawer lot and see if anyone wants it or can do anything with it. and it did sell for $9.99. So not a whole lot, but it's out of my house and it didn't go into like a landfill or anything like that. I sold another Brighton jewelry piece. This was called the Eye Candy Bracelet. That sold for $19.99, and I also got that same time I purchased the Brighton necklace that you saw earlier. And again, I paid $3 for that. I sold a lot of Fenton stuff during this cha-ching. This one was a Fenton ruffled bowl, and that sold for $24. I got that at Goodwill, I think, for $1.99. Oh, this thing. This was by Big Meat Pottery. It was called an ancient oil lamp. I got this at Community Aid. I can't remember what I paid for it. I think it was on half off day, so it wasn't a whole lot. And that sold for $29.99. There was like a slight issue with it. And there were some that were selling like really high. But like I said, mine had a slight issue, so I listed it cheaper. I sold a Coach keychain. This I got at a yard sale for just $0.25. I couldn't believe it. It was new with tag. I only paid 25 cents for it, and it sold for $39.99. That's why I love yard sales so much. Where else can you go and buy something for $0.25 and sell it for $39.99? Nowhere else but a yard sale. And then the last thing that I have to share for this cha-ching, I actually did 50 things for this one, was a secret body spray in the scent Cocoa Butter Kiss. And this was just like a little tiny spray, I'd say like a fluid ounce. Again, another instance of fragrances not made anymore. This sold for $29.99 for a little secret body spray. I had gotten this at... I got this at Big Lots a while back. Sometimes I have done retail arbitrage at Big Lots in the past. I haven't done it in a very, very, very long time, but it is something that I purchased at Big Lots at one point. So, and I paid 50 cents for it at Big Lots. And for a while I was using those. I was putting them in my gym bag when I was going to the gym, and using them with my gym bag. So I actually like used some of those bottles, and I wish I had them now so I can sell the rest. But that is everything for this cha-ching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You'll have to let me know what you thought down in the comments, and I will see you next time.